Our people are determined to stay in their homes. Our people want to be part of rebuilding their homes. Nobody wants to leave his home or her home. So we're determined to continue to do our best to rebuild Gaza as soon as possible. Obviously, it's a huge task. We need a lot of help to rebuild Gaza, but it's a must. And engaging our people in rebuilding is also very important, very necessary. Gaza did not lose homes, period. We lost also a lot of loved ones, our families, friends, etc. So we have a big job to do in rebuilding Gaza, building the infrastructure, building the economy, but also rebuilding the communities that we have lost in the war. But I'm sure that we will work, and we have the plans to rebuild Gaza. And it's going to take some time, but not as long as some people exaggerate. We think that in 3 years' time, we'll be able to bring Gaza back to a situation where it's livable and most people will have at least temporary shelter, if not a permanent shelter.
The whole issue of the Palestinians who live in Gaza, as you know, they have also been talked about by President Trump, and he's essentially said that, you know, they should leave, and no, they wouldn't necessarily have the right to come back.
Yeah.
He said that. He said that Jordan and Egypt should take them. Again, what is your view on that? And do you believe, have you assurances that Egypt and Jordan would not do that?
Well, the leadership in Jordan and in Egypt, and also our leadership, President Abbas, myself, the government, everyone said clearly that we want Palestinians to stay in their homes, in their country. Even under these difficult conditions, we're determined to rebuild our country and engaging our people in the rebuilding process. Therefore, there is no reason for us to focus on this. I think we need to move on and focus on getting the job done. And I think we can get the job done. We have the plans to do it. We have been working very hard with the World Bank, United Nations, and the European Union in preparing detailed plans to start implementation of this process. As a matter of fact, 3 days ago, we started Project One, if you like, which is an $80 million project to start fixing some housing units that were damaged under the war and removing some of the rubble from some of the roads in Gaza. So the job has started. Obviously, a lot to do, but we believe that that in few years we'll be able to get the job done. We want to focus on making things possible for our people to continue to enjoy reasonable life and live in their country in dignity. And that takes me to the main issue of why this is all happening. Because why we're talking about leaving and building and ceasefires and exchanging of prisoners, we still didn't talk about why all of this continuing to happen despite 77 years since Israel was established and Palestine was supposed to be established. And until today, we continue to work very hard with the international community, with our partners in the region, to get Palestinians their rights in self-determination, independent state as soon as possible. This is the answer. It's not to talk about displacing people leaving their country and come back or not come back. This is all not, obviously it doesn't suit us at all. We don't think it's the right thing to do. We should focus on solving the problem. The root problem is Palestinians have been without their own state for all this time.
And yet, because of what's happening now, who is the President of the United States, what he said publicly, there are many who feel empowered on the right wing in Israel, particularly those who do not want a Palestinian state. And they say this is the time to bury the notion of a Palestinian state. Even one of the far-right ministers who's in the coalition, he says this is the year of Israeli annexation. That's Smotrich. Even of the West Bank, he's talking about.
Yeah.
Is there anything to stop that? President Trump himself says he's going to deliver his opinion on annexation of the West Bank in the next several weeks, maybe during his State of the Union, I don't know.
Annexation is going to be a disaster for everyone. It won't help Israelis, it won't help Palestinians, it will help the region. I think the region have seen the result of the continuation of wars over the years. Annexation is a declaration of war against the Palestinian people. It will bring more fighting, will bring more loss of life. This is not what we want. for our kids. This is not what we want for our region. We want peace. We extend our hand for peace. We want to see our kids live in the future, live in their own state. Annexation is a recipe for disaster. So we invite everyone to focus on implementing the two-state solution that the international community, all the international community agrees to. We think this is the answer to all the problems.
Do you think that it still has legs?
I think so, yes. Simply because what's the alternative? Apartheid? They have a choice. For us, to have self-determination and our own independent, sovereign state is good enough. We don't want anything else. Gaza is part of the state of Palestine, part of the Palestinian Authority, and this is according to international legitimacy, international law, UN resolutions, Oslo Agreement. Everything talks about Palestinian Authority govern West Bank and Gaza and East Jerusalem in the future. It's time to move on and do the right thing for the interest of our people. I think Gaza needs to be rebuilt. Our people in Gaza need a better life. The separation between Gaza and the West Bank is not helping Palestinians. We know that reconstruction of Gaza will not happen without Palestinian Authority coming in, potentially rebuilding, reintegrating the institutions, and also moving forward with the political track. If we do not do the right things as Palestinians, we will lose the opportunity to rebuild Gaza and have our own independent state. This is the time for all of us to unite to serve our people. Things in Gaza are very bad. Things are in West Bank are not great either. So it's time to unite as a people, to do the right thing and to serve our people and hopefully enable us to move forward with the reconstruction of Gaza, but also with a political solution.